Hello everyone, this is a theory video on what if Steven didn't free Lapis. Now this is going to be a bit of a different theory video instead of what I usually do, where I just, come up with a theory and then I talk about things around the theory so much. This one is going to be a little different on how I'm going to do it. I'm going to talk about, how Steven couldn't have free Lapis or why she couldn't escape, and then the events after that, because, I can't just say, he couldn't free her. Simple as that, in the end. So, stick with me on this one. So, the theory is, what if Steven didn't meet Lapis? And the thing is, I want to say that if this would have happened, a couple of things could have happened within this event. One, when when Garnet asked Steven to give her back the mirror on which Lapis was in, Steven most likely just gave the mirror to her. So, this all could have just happened within alternate universes or whatever. So just go along with it. That's one possible outcome. And then the other one would be that Steven just could not free Lapis. When he escaped the gems, when he was running away from them, he most likely just could not get her out of that mirror. And she was permanently stuck in there, and the gems would have eventually gotten the mirror back, most likely. So, Lapis would not have been free. Pearl would have just put her back within, her little pocket zone inside of her gem, and Lapis would not been seen again, unless something else happens in the future. Now the events after that. With this, I could say this. One, Greg would not have broken his leg due to Lapis stealing the ocean and her fighting with the crystal gems. So the episode House Guest would not have happened. And not only that, them fixing the geosphere or geodome, they probably would have eventually found a way, but it would have taken a little longer without Greg's duct tape being there. We skip ahead just a bit since there are no Lapis-related episodes. We get up to Peridot, and things pretty much play out as they used to. They don't know who she is. They freak out about it. They break the warp pad. Simple as that. Skip ahead again to, Marble Madness. And then this is where things get a little tricky and very, very theory heavy. When Peridot says, "I'm reporting this," that means she was pretty much going to Earth, and then the gems had to prepare for that. Though the thing is, since Lapis was the last gem to come from Earth to Homeworld, they would have questioned her. But since Lapis is not here in this case, Peridot and Jasper would have had a much, much harder time finding the crystal gems. So because of that, they probably couldn't have found them on Earth. Maybe. So the best logical thing for Peridot to do is to go to the kindergarten, because that's where the gems were messing with in the first place. So she goes to the kindergarten, and Peridot most likely checks on the cluster, like her intended job is to do. And then her second job is to check on the gem mutants. She most likely freed the gem mutants a lot earlier than intended, because she was doing so before Steven interrupted in Marble Madness, so she probably released them already within this theory. So the gem monsters are running around near Beach City, and the gems are taking them out and finding them and wondering who or what is doing this and what are these abominations. Peridot and Jasper would have most likely met up with the crystal gems eventually, and then Jasper would have taken out Garnet with the gem destabilizer, and then Steven most likely would have gotten knocked out again, and then, Pearl and Amethyst would have most likely surrendered again. And then the episode Jailbreak pretty much happens all over again. The only thing that is different so much is the fact that Lapis just isn't there, but then the ending is a little different as well, so hang on. Steven wakes up, he finds Ruby and Sapphire, they get together, they make Garnet, Garnet fights Jasper, Pearl and Amethyst and Steven stop Peridot. Peridot most likely escapes again. She uses, the face thing that she did before. She escapes off to Canada or whatever. Garnet most likely beats Jasper again, and then the ship crashes back down into Earth. Not specifically Beach City this time like it was before, but, you know, let's just say somewhere else on Earth. Doesn't have to be Beach City. And then after that, this is where things get a little harder to explain. But since Lapis isn't there for Jasper to fuse with, Jasper doesn't have much of an option. The only option that she really much has is to run. And that's pretty much it. So the gems poof her, most likely, and keep her inside the burning room within the temple. Or if she was big of a threat, or if she was a lot bigger of a threat than think of her in this theory, they most likely would have shattered her. Now, I don't think they would have done that, since this is kind of a lighthearted show sometimes. But since Lapis wasn't there to fuse with Jasper, Malachite would just not exist within this universe. So them chasing down and finding Malachite within the ocean is just not going to happen. So the episode Chillated especially would just not have happened. The episode Love Letters may have been just a little bit different without Garnet going back and forth within the ocean looking for Malachite. And then just other episodes within the future as well, such as Super Watermelon Island with Alexandrite fighting Malachite, and then even Barmaids with Lapis and Paradox trying to get along. Those episodes would not have happened. But yeah, that's what I think about this theory. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But until then, oh wait, yeah, one more thing. If you want to draw any fan art for the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. But until then, bye. No.
Yes.
No.
Let's see, what else is there? I don't know any more conspiracies.
Look, I'm not doing it on aliens or transgenders. I'm not doing that. Huh? What?
Are you recording me?
I mean, I usually have people at the end of the video.
I'm gonna be in his video.
You were in it twice, shut up.
You in it twice?
Yeah, I put him in there twice.
How come he got to be in it twice?
Because
I'm better than you, obviously. God. Yeah, dude. Put Christian in the video.
You put Christian. No, Christian's gonna make you lose views.
oh yeah, you're right, so I gotta focus back on you.
Don't subscribe to this guy's channel.
Yeah, the second I turned to him, 5 people clicked away.
Hey, Zach earned you like 200 subscribers.
Yeah, I know. Just with that dab.
That was my least viewed video, and I worked on it all day. Yes. It's so low.
Hey, I was only in it for like 0.3 seconds.
Because I couldn't figure out how to, like, add you in. It was so complicated, kind of.
This is literally like the psycho thing. Like, you're just like sitting here with the camera, and I'm just like pretending to act normal. Dude, I was watching a video, and like the dad's like brother came over, and he was like, "Yeah, you're working for me now on a farm," and like he was just like Jesse walked into the house, and he was just like, "Fuck you, Jesse." I was like, "What the heck? You can't say that to someone."
Any last words, Jason?
Don't follow him on any social media. Don't even say it. I knew that's what you were gonna say.
Free Gucci.